In Japan, relationships and marriages operate on a logic that can feel like a total mystery if you come from a culture that prioritizes verbal passion or spontaneous romance. Here are 10 things that often strike foreigners as weird or surprising. First, there is the kokuhaku, or the formal confession. In many countries, you just hang out until you realize you're a couple. But in Japan, it's common to have a formal moment where one person says, "I like you, please go out with me." Without this verbal contract, you might go on 5 dates and still technically just be friends, which can be very confusing for outsiders. Second, you will notice a striking lack of "I love you." The phrase, "Eishiteru, I love you," is considered extremely heavy and is rarely used. Many Japanese couples express their devotion through actions like making sure your favorite tea is in the refrigerator, then saying the words, which they feel can cheapen the emotion if said too often. Third is the absence of public displays of affection. While holding hands is becoming more common among the younger generation, kissing or even long hugs in public are often seen as embarrassing or too much for others to witness. Fourth, the Christmas Eve date night tradition is quite unique. While many see Christmas as a family holiday, in Japan, Christmas Eve is the most romantic night of the year, essentially a second Valentine's Day. If a guy doesn't book a fancy dinner months in advance, it's considered a major relationship fail. Fifth, the concept of the pocket money system, okudukai, often shocks foreigners. In many Japanese marriages, the wife manages the entire household budget, including the husband's salary. She then gives him a monthly allowance for his personal spending. This is seen as a sign of trust and domestic stability, rather than control. Sixth, many couples sleep in separate beds, or even separate rooms, especially after children are born. This isn't usually a sign of a failing marriage. Rather, it's a practical choice, based on different work schedules, or the co-sleeping culture, where mothers stay with the children, to ensure everyone gets better rest. Seventh is the sexless marriage phenomenon, which is statistically higher in Japan than in many other developed nations, because of grueling work hours and the intense focus on mother and father roles over husband and wife roles. Many couples transition into a companionate, family-focused bond, where physical intimacy takes a back seat. Eighth, the miso soup proposal is a famous, albeit old-fashioned, quirk. A man might ask, "Will you make my miso soup every morning?" It is very common for a husband to go out drinking with his co-workers every night while the wife stays home or goes out with her own friends. Unlike in the West, where +1s are expected at every party, in Japan, it is perfectly normal to never meet your spouse's colleagues. Finally, the significance of the family registry kaseki means that for many, marriage is more of a legal and administrative merger of two families than a romantic fairy tale. In fact, you can get legally married just by dropping off paperwork at a 24-hour night drop window at the city hall, no ceremony required.